here I'm talking about poor Dan Crenshaw, who's just like totally unbalanced. That won't end well. But Mike McCall is like, now we're getting really sinister.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember the trades because he sits on a lot of the intelligence committees, or not the intelligence, a lot of the big committees, and he's trading millions. But it's not just
Mike McCall.
Yeah, I think so. He's in particular because he's really hard to track. We know this in the world of us Quiver Quant and Usual Whales. We're the ones that do this. He manually fills out the filings by hand, so his trades don't get picked up by the majority of I'm 99% sure. I can confirm that, but yeah, his trades I think are weird because it's him. It's the dependent and the spouse. The trades they come in kind of is the same. So there's an argument that maybe Mike McCall's trades are from a financial advisor, but if he can tell us, we tag him on Twitter. It's like, you guys can just tell us what's going on with it.
He doesn't care. Yeah. A couple of years ago, somebody said, I was talking to Mike McCall and he described you as a Russian agent.
Really? Oh, so he's one of these guys.
So I call Mike McCall and I said, listen, bitch, can I call you bitch? I think I said exactly that. You told someone I was a Russian agent? Like I'm from this country. I feel like I'm pretty patriotic. Mm. And did you say that? And he said, yeah, I did say that because the intel briefers told me that. And I said, how old are you, son? I think he's older than I am. You believe your intel briefers?
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, I do. I got to give him credit. I mean, he took my call and the whole thing, but I was like, this guy is the most controlled, scary, stupid, but also scary person I think I've ever dealt with in Congress, ever. So I guess I'm not that surprised that what is it with Texas Republicans anyway?
I don't know.
Corrupt. A lot of them.
I mean, you go a little bit north to Oklahoma, and Markwayne Mullen's an interesting one too.
What do you learned there?
I don't know too much about his. He's a fiery guy too.
He was threatening to beat somebody up.
Yeah, he was
Sean O'Brien,
the Teamsters president. I think. Yeah. During that, we built a whole thing.
I like Sean O'Brien for the record.
Really? Yeah,
good guy.
So that's what's. The thing that's interesting about me, again, from my background, is I don't know anything about these politics. I'm not like a political person. We call out the politicians, the Democrats. Like the New York Times came out with a report in 2022 that said that 180 politicians traded over 3,700 times that totaled over $115 million of volume from 2019 to 2021. Out of those, it was literally pretty much half Democrats, half Republicans. So they're all doing it.
Oh, of course.
Out of those 180 politicians, though, 90 of them sat on committees that directly oversaw companies that they traded. And you're like, okay, well, so that sounds like a conflict of interest. And then that's what sparked me to get really into this and being like, what actually are the trades that are going on? Are they outperforming? Why are these random companies being bought? And Mike McCall in particular, he checks this kind of box a lot. He, for example, bought this stock in a company called Badger Meters earlier this year. Badger Meters does a water meter solutions. Don't know much about it. It's just a freaking water meters, $2 billion, $3 billion company. Turns out that the EPA, a couple months to be fair, before he bought, signed a mandate saying that all these water systems have to upgrade their technology. Beneficial for Badger Meters, stock goes up. You then do some further digging, and then you realize that Tulsa, Oklahoma passed a $94 million bill to upgrade their own water meter systems right around the time that Markwayne Mullen bought Badger Meters. Tulsa, Oklahoma is the state that Markwayne Mullen represents. He's the senator of it. So then you're like, EPA passes the requirement to upgrade the water systems. Senator buys stock. Senator's home state gives $100 million to upgrade water meter systems. Pro for Badger Meters, stock is up 50%. I think he's up like 48% on that.
When you sleep better, you live better, you feel better, and you live longer. Sleep is really important, but there's a lot acting against us who are trying to get a good sleep, starting with screen time. It scrambles your brain, makes it hard to sleep. So we're thinking a lot about sleep, not getting as much as we should. So a new partner we want to tell you about can help you. It's called Beam's Dream Powder, and it's made with a blend of all natural ingredients. It's not made by Pfizer. It's science-backed, it's American-built and run, and best of all, it legitimately tastes good. It can help you fall asleep, stay asleep, and wake up feeling amazing. Everybody in the staff loves it. No more tossing and turning during the night. No more groggy wake-ups, desperate for the coffee. We're not the only ones who use it. So many people have used Beam that has improved over 17.5 million nights of sleep. They're keeping track, helping Americans from all over the country wake up feeling good and ready to go. We're getting a huge discount, 47% off for this show. Try their best-selling Dream Power. Get 47% off for a limited time. Go to shopbeam.com, shopbeam.com/Tucker. Use the code Tucker at checkout and get a massive discount. We can't recommend this enough. Everyone here loves it. We think you will also. It's an American company, by the way. Awesome.
Badger meat. I mean, I'm not an investor, but I've never heard of Badger meters.
Neither have I.
Okay, good. I feel better.
Yeah. No.
So you have two prominent politicians in the Congress buying Badger meters in the same period.
Just him.
This is just Mark Wayne
This is just Mark Wayne Mullen, yep. And that's no other politicians are buying. I've never heard of Badger meters. I don't know anything about the company. But when you start just connecting all the dots, there's just too many controversial eyebrow raising. Like, oh wait, the state that you represent just put $100 million to upgrade their water systems. Oh wait, you just bought the company that specializes in upgrading water systems. Oh wait, now the stock has been crushing on earnings and you're still owning it. It's up 40%. He sold it earlier this year. He held it for probably 8 months. But I think he made 50%, 40 to 50% on that stock. And again, this isn't an Apple, this isn't a Google, this isn't an Nvidia, this is a water company. That's the type of stuff that we see.
And you don't think it's possible he was taking tips from Jim Cramer on CNBC?
No. Funny enough, we have an inverse Cramer portfolio. Yeah.
So how does Cramer do relative to, say,
Inverse Cramer?
Mike McCall?
He beats them. So inverse Cramer was up 48% in 2024.
Wait, inverse Cramer?
Oh yeah. We have a portfolio that does the opposite of what he does. Yeah. I'm telling you that we're a group of, we're 15 now out in Irvine, California, just fucking around with some of these things, and we're registered with the SEC.
Are you in? Do you invest in these funds?
You can't. So I mean, you can and you can't. I don't buy the Pelosi ones because I ethically I don't like to buy the companies that I tweet about because I don't want to believe in if I tweet this, the stock will go up 20%.
Right.
I just don't even want to get into that world. I, though, invest in some of these other strategies. I have around $5,000 in a strategy provided by QuiverQuant. Great guys. They do what Unusual Whales does, similar on Instagram and Twitter. They track the lobbying. So they see which companies are spending the most on lobbying in DC.
Yeah.
And then they build a strategy around it to see if a strategy like that outperforms the market over time.
Well, I know what sector has spent a lot. Crypto.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I saw them everywhere on the road this fall.
Really? We have a JD Vance portfolio. He has some Bitcoin. His portfolio is very good. He only is in the ETFs. So kudos to him. But he owns some crypto.
I will say this about, obviously JD's a friend of mine, so I would defend him. My instinct is to defend him, and I love JD Vance. But I would say, without knowing any details, he had a legitimate career in that world before.
100, yeah.
So you could at least say JD Vance knows what an ETF is. You know.
And also credit to him. He was a VC, Founders Fund. I don't come from this world, but I know this because, our app is venture backed. He had, again, credit to him. He had money in Rumble, so YouTube's competitor, before via his venture capital firm. I can't confirm this. I've never met him, but when he got into office before he became VP, he sold out of Rumble. So only the stocks that he owns are just the main ETFs.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. We hope you'll subscribe to it. And by the way, you can hit the little bell on there and get notifications every time we produce a video. We hope you'll do that also.